going on, everybody? It's your boy Real back with another review, man. Yo, this is Last of Us Season 1, Episode 3. Ah, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Gotta be honest with you. This was, you guessed it, a case of the filler. Oh, yeah, we got another filler episode. I don't care how much money they used. I don't care how whimsical it was. I don't care how interesting the fortification on that man's house is. It's filler. Filler is as filler does. We got Joel and Ellie on the road, right? Giving Ellie a history lesson on how this thing all started. We see their relationship blossoming into something other than pure hatred, mainly by Joel's side. It's now become educational. They're starting to catch a bond, right? And by the way, that whole thing is to educate us of what happened. That wasn't for Ellie. That was for you, the viewer, to know that your cream of wheat, that black gentleman with that chef's hat, yeah, he killed you. Who else? Millville, whatever the fuck that is. Cornmeal. Your grandmama's cornbread murdered you. Okay? That Sara Lee bread took you out. Took your kids out, turned them into mushroom fungi people. Right? We just learned that the wheat and shit, we ate enough of it. Motherfuckers went down. I don't know if this was to scare us into becoming like, what's that? What's the gluten free? Ain't gluten free of all that shit? I don't know. I'm ignorant. I don't know what the fuck gluten free is. It sounds unnecessary to me. I've met a person that was allergic to gluten. I didn't even. How does one? I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna say what I said because that might be like triggering to some people. But how can I say it? I was Darwinism. Like, you allergic to gluten, my G? Like, that's such a very fucking specific allergy. And if you out there are allergic, like, I get peanut. I get it. I get the crab, the shellfish. I get it. I get it. Okay? But gluten? Come on. Come on. What the fuck? I don't even know what do you eat? Just vegetables? What the fuck doesn't have gluten? I don't even know. I see some shit that says gluten free all the time. I'm like, I wouldn't have known. If you didn't put it on the fucking box, I wouldn't have known. I can't taste some. I don't know. I don't taste some shit. Go, ooh, that's gluten. I don't fucking know what that is. I apologize. I'm ignorant. I'm ignorant to the fact. I don't know. If you're allergic to gluten, I'm sorry. Do you are that you have that affliction? You deserve better. Really give you that much. But yeah, so we got that history lesson at the man on the Wheaties box. Whoever won something in fucking 2003, he killed you. Or whatever Olympian in 2003. Who was on the Wheaties box in 2003? Somebody do your Googles for me. Come on. This is an interactive episode. Come on. This is what we do. We're a team. Get them comments. Who's on 2003 Wheaties box? Help me out. As soon as you say that, once you give me the answer, say that person killed you. Boom, got you. Now, we got the history lesson, and they're on the road to make another stop. And here's where we learn where the stop came from, I guess. So we just wasted a whole episode. Now, I will say this. Salute to my man Ron Swanson. If they had to pick somebody, and I want to get into a conversation too. It might not be the conversation. I'm just curious. I'm curious. Because we like to have real talk from time to time when we do these. So I'm curious. But if they had to pick a survivalist, Ron Swanson from fucking Parks and Rec, which is a show that I absolutely love. Rewatched it. I don't know how many times. Don't know where I can find it. Help me find Parks and Rec. I lost it. Along with The Office. I've seen it like I've watched every season of The Office like an ungodly amount of times. I don't even know. But if they had to pick a fucking survivalist, Ron Swanson's one. Now I want to get into this whole survivalist thing. This situation, this apocalyptic situation, this fungi takeover. I was like, I didn't even think about it, But this is a survivalist wet dream. You know what I'm saying? Like there's survivalists right now that has everything that Ron had in this episode, right? They got the bunker, they got the ammo, they got the canned goods that don't expire for 50 years. I don't know what the fuck type of enzymes is in there. Can't be good for you. Anything that when you pick up something that says it doesn't expire till 3 years from now, that shit can not be healthy. It just cannot. What the fuck can sit around and live for 3 years just edible? No. No. Can't trust it. Anyway, there's people out there, and we usually laugh at them like, bro, you're doing the most. You've invested entirely too much money into something that may likely never happen, right? And we poke fun at survivalists like, oh, you fool. Ha 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 ha. YOLO, you only live once, bro. Get out of your bunker. All this conspiracy shit. So they've been taking a lot of shit. All the survivalists around the world. This was episodes for you, right? Y'all been taking a lot of shit. This, I would imagine, this is the biggest aha. Fucking told you. I've been planning for this shit since forever, motherfucker. Now look who hurting. Y'all hurting. Look who good. Me. I'm good. And guess what? I don't eat gluten anyway, bitch. So wheat didn't hurt me. I live off the land, baby. Ain't no gluten out there. You know what I'm saying? So yes, he was good. When that town left and he stuck around, he looked like um Macaulay Culkin did when he found out he had the house to himself, and he just started partying and kicking and shit, and like, oh yeah, the house is mine. I'm finna tee up. That's how excited he was, Kevin. That's how. Yes, he was as excited as Kevin. So then he went straight to work. I gotta say that motherfucker was a tactician. Booby traps, the whole nine. The gate code, barbed wire. I said, God damn, this man is ready. Now, they show us this. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking something horrific is about to happen. Because, anytime a flashback comes, so far, their flashbacks have been A1 and was very necessary to the story. Again, filler is when you can take that episode completely out and it doesn't change anything, or it doesn't change the storytelling to the story. It adds nothing. It doesn't take away. It does take away. I can't stand filler. I can't stand filler. I feel like you can give every episode an amazing this means something. Now, some people are gonna argue, well, it does mean something. How did he has to get supplies. They were on the road. You could have just made him stumble upon an abandoned base or a house with a survivalist there. You could have literally cut out all their scenes and just got right to the letter that said, hey, to whoever finds this, and don't say, Joe, you're a bad motherfucker because you didn't got past my thing and I'm dead. So here's your prize, like an Indiana Jones thing. Matter of fact, that would have been even better. I could have did that episode. I could have did this episode way better than they did it. I would have made it so that Joel had to discover the different bombs and shit, and Ellie almost dying in the process, and him having to circumvent all these booby traps, cut shit, get real surgical with it, and then when he finally cracks through here because he just knows there's something good, he's never seen his town before. Boom, he stumbles into the one house that's got this shit, and then you can have your scenes where Ellie's just enjoying this town, the boutiques and all this other bullshit. That would have been an episode worth watching. It would have made sense. And had another clicker show up, but now we ready. You know what I'm saying? I got big guns now, unlimited ammo, take a few of them out. Right there, I just wrote a better episode. I wrote something way more compelling than what the fuck this is. Okay, so Ron is out there, the survivalist. I know he has a real name. Can't think of it right now. Just bear with me. So it's just a love story, right? And I gotta say, when I did think dude was a hoe, I was like, oh, we fucking for sandwiches now? I said, you got it. I know it's an apocalypse. I know times is hard, but you gotta know your worth, King. And I was gonna say that until he told him I ain't no hoe, which means I'm gonna be staying a couple extra nights. Okay, just so I don't feel so hoey, and then I'll take off if you want me to. I said, you know what? That's exactly what a hoe would say. Like that's the definition of a. I'm about to hoe out right now, but just for my own mental, I'm not gonna 100% be a hoe. I'm gonna use up some more of your stuff. We're gonna pretend for a little bit longer that we like each other and we fucking around before I go. Before I go, okay. I might never see you again, but I can't just be out here thinking I'm gonna fucking suck for a sandwich. It's just not gonna happen. All right. So I did put that respect on his name. I'm glad they addressed that too. And then another thing that bothered me was those two grizzly faced gentlemen kissing each other. Not because they were gay, not because the kissing scenes like Rail could give. I don't give a fuck. Only thing I couldn't stand is that the two beards. It was like I was waiting for a brush fire to start. How uncomfortable must that be? And they don't have like like small beards. These motherfuckers got full on Grizzly Adams beards kissing. I'm like, you, it's that can't feel good. I said, so nobody's gonna shave? Hmm? Nobody's gonna shave for their partner. Nobody's gonna take the L. One of us gotta have a beard. We both can't have a beard. There's gonna be a fucking fire that starts. All that fucking rubbing. I was just like, what is this? All right, all this to show how they fall in love, and then Joel and what's her name, they met Trish, and then they fell in love with them, and they're homies. Like that was it. That was what that story told, and it was so underwhelming. And what I want to say is, dude, is it pandering? Was this a pandering ass episode? Like for real? Was it just like, okay, we have these clickers, we got all this, but we want to make something compelling and we got to include everybody, which is fine. There's so many ways you can do it, so many better ways. I'm almost willing to bet you, I'm almost willing to bet money that they did this episode, right, of the two gay gentlemen together. And I'm almost 1,000% positive that there probably won't be no more gay representation or anything to that level this entire season. I'm gonna put my money on it. If that's the case, this was 100% a pandering ass episode. And I'm just curious. Those of the gay community, those if you're watching, I'm just curious. Do you feel a way when people pander like that? Like, for instance, when I always see a black character, we had the token black. It was always those 90s movies where they had the one black friend. Like, nigga, you weren't friends with him or her. Like, they just had to put a black person there. They was like, ooh, this is looking bad. Let's just throw one Negro right in there. And it's like, oh, and they never know how to cut our hair. And it's just like, it's just disgusting. Disgusting. They got us doing activities we'd never do with these motherfuckers. Like, anytime a nigga's in the woods in a scary movie, that's why it's a running joke. The blacks die first. We weren't supposed to be there. They pandered. That's the token. And it's just irritating. When does that happen? How many friend groups is there where there's several white individuals and one black motherfucker? Not two? Not him and his sister, him and a brother, her and her sister, like a cousin? It's never just more than one black person. Just the one acceptable black motherfucker. Like, at all times. Like, so yeah, I'm just curious, like, do y'all feel away? Or do you just feel like, you know what? We are just so underrepresented for so many years. We'll just fucking take what we can get real. If that's the case, God bless. Then I'll shut up about it. But then I'll start thinking, if these two dudes ain't gay, I don't know what their sexual preference is. But if they're not gay, did they just take a role meant for that two qualified gay men could have played? and get paid to do? Like, is that like, that's like, you know, they painted up a white dude in blackface to play a black character. Why wouldn't you just hire a black guy to do it? Or a black lady? Like, why wouldn't you just, I don't, is there none acting? Like, what could you not find? I don't know. I don't know. These are the things I think of when I see these things. It's just like, but they could be both gay. And then I have no problem with them. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Cool. They're properly represented. But that's just I don't know anything about it. Conversation. It's just something to think on, something to chew on. We won't grow unless we ask questions and figure shit out. Please feel free. Look, and for those that's going to answer this and going to dig into it, please respect the comment section. We are not here for the bullshit. And you know what I'm talking about. Just respect each other, respect the goddamn comment section. Keep it to what I'm asking. Okay? That's it. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Now, but yeah, I don't really have nothing else. I have nothing else. This was a total filler episode. I didn't give a shit. The best scene was when those dudes crept up and all got set on fire with the same screaming soundtrack in the background. What I didn't like is how Ron was in the middle of the street, busting his gun. And you would think a survivalist would know if I'm going to get into a shootout with multiple individuals, even if they are on fire, I'm going to take cover behind something. I was prepared for people to attack my gate. I don't know. You've been here for so many fucking years. I thought you might have had like a fortified hut that you could scope from. Not you a madman in the middle of the fucking street at night. You ain't had no night vision goggles, my G. Some survivalists you are. Survivalists, stand up. If you're watching this, tell me what's in your arsenal. And do you have some night vision glasses? Or are you just some perv with some night? Who's got night vision glasses? Come on, let it out. But I thought that was unrealistic. I'm like, you mean to tell me this man was so on point that he just stops being on point? I was like, is there going to be dementia? No, no dementia. Okay, copy that. Um, yeah. What else was a decent scene? I don't know. They did a Romeo and Juliet suicide thing. That was blah. Ellie just walking around being Ellie. It was just, we didn't need it. We didn't need this episode. It was total filler. They could have made something. If they could have made them two value, why they just couldn't, why did they have to be old? You get me? It's little stuff. If you still want to do that, you could get that off. Why did so many years have to pass? That's what makes it, I think the time passing is what makes it filler. Like if they were two spry middle-aged men when Joel and Ellie get there and the shit pops off, then that makes sense. That adds some action, some spice to the story. Ellie's learning from these dudes about life here. Maybe she's questioning wanting to stay there, not wanting to go with the Fireflies. You could have did so much. You lazy motherfuckers. Please. No more. No mas. I can't, like, I could have did that so much better. You could have did that so much better. It's just the little tweaks that turns unnecessary filler into a compelling fucking episode. So yes, I'm disappointed in this episode only for the fact of it doesn't mean shit. It was unnecessary. That was it. That was it. And that was it. One cool scene. People being set on fire. No clickers. One trapped under some rubble, just staring, and Ellie looking like a serial killer, slicing his forehead to see what the fuck's going on in there, and then stabbing him. I guess that was to show that she's down with the murder. She doesn't have a squeamish stomach. Maybe that's what that was for. But yeah, they're gonna go back on the road again, and they got a car, so no more on foot bullshit. So that should be nice. But yeah, that's my review for The Last of Us, man. And with that, protect your health, yourself, your wealth, man. Your boy Real is out of here. Peace. Yo, I know I don't need no introduction, but y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy Hollywood Real.
And I appreciate you for sliding through and watching these videos. But you know what I need from you? All right, if you ain't already, I need you to like this and subscribe this, man. We at 1,000 trying to get to 2, all right? Push it for your boy. Get them algorithms up. So when it come to that subscribe button,